So these are pictures of archaeology. These are mostly Assyrian tablets or Assyrian artifacts, and you can see that these are depiction of Hebrews being taken into captivity. All of them you can see have typical black features, all right? The nappy beards, nappy hair, nappy beard, nappy hair, nappy beard, nappy hair. Looks like dreadlocks, nappy beard, right? These are actual artifacts. You can look them up from Assyria that they were dug up. Same thing here, Assyria. This is Egypt, right? Same thing, nappy hair. These are all representing Hebrews. Right here, nappy beards, dreads, all that, right? Again here, Assyria, nappy beards, nappy hair, nappy beards, nappy hair.
Tried to say those were in our history. You got to look. The Roman soldiers; those were their helmets. But if you go back, you find out it wasn't their helmets. Those were pictures that was showing you the texture of the hair.
Yeah, and these wouldn't be Romans anyway.
No, I'm just saying. If you
But yeah,
look in our book, they have the shape, that same shape, but it's their helmets.
yeah. And so this is a coin from 705 AD. And this is a picture. This is supposed to be Jesus. All right, it's supposed to be Yahushua. Look at his hair. All right, and this is on the other side of the coin. Look at the difference of the hair. All right, so they knew these things. These things were not. It's not like it always was like Jesus was white. That's a newer invention. All right, they knew in ancient times when they respected them. They respected the black man and they put him on their coin. Right, and there's multiple versions of this coin even after I think just. I think it's not Julius.
He's white.
Yeah, no, he's white.
He look like.
Yeah, he's white. He's the actual emperor king at the time. I thought I wrote it down there somewhere, but I didn't. But yeah, he's the actual emperor, and then on the other side was the face of their religion. Okay. These are all Egyptians. These are not Hebrews, right? The reason why that's important, though, let's grab some book real quick. We're gonna go to Genesis chapter 50. I think like verse 8. It's Genesis chapter 50, verse 8. I'm going to try to just shoot through these. There's a whole lot of stuff. We haven't even got to the good stuff yet. But we look at all these things to try to show evidence of their skin color. All right? We look at all these. We already looked at some of the artifacts, some of the pictures that we started off with. And now we're going to look at, we see the Egyptians here. These are all ancient artifacts from Egypt. You see that clearly black, clearly black, clearly black, clearly black, right? A lot of times, a lot of people argue, oh no, Egyptians weren't black and all this stuff. But if you look at their artifacts, clearly black. You know, some of the noses are shot off, some of them. So, you know, whatever. The conspiracy theory is there. But we have some with the noses still on there. And you can clearly see that they're black. So this is Genesis chapter 50, verse 8.
In all the house of Joseph and his brethren and his father's house, only their little ones and their flocks and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen.
All right, so Joseph, we know who that is, right? Joseph was who? Son of who?
Jacob.
Son of Jacob, right? So he is the son of Jacob. This is after Jacob died. Jacob died. Joseph went all the house, and they're going to do what?
Huh? In all the house of Joseph and his brethren and his father's house, only their little ones and their flocks and their herds they left in the land of Goshen.
Uh-huh.
And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan, and there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation.
Right, so they all came to mourn, right? But watch this.
And he made a mourning for his father 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And when the inhabitants of the land of the Canaanites saw the mourning of the floor of Atad, they said, this is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians.
To the who?
Egyptians.
So when they saw Hebrews mourning, the Canaanites who were living in the land, they looked at it, they said, man, this is a grievous mourning to who?
The Egyptians.
To the Egyptians. Right? So they thought we looked like Egyptians. We know the Egyptians were black, and they thought we looked just like them. All right. Grab Acts. What is it? 23.
It was late. He was being taken to Felix, right?
Acts
Might be
21.
21,
38.
37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Art thou not that Egyptian which before these days made an uproar and led out the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers?
All right. So we see Paul. First, we looked in the Old Testament, Genesis, and it told us that Israelites were mistaken for Egyptians. All right. And now we look in the New Testament. We see the same thing with Paul. He's like, aren't you that Egyptian that made this uproar? Paul's like, no, man, ain't no Egyptian. What you talking about? All right. But you see, we get confused with Egypt. All right. Who are clearly black. But look at this. This is a man named Tacitus. He was living 54 to 117 AD. So that's shortly after Yahushua died. That's during the time that our temple was destroyed by the Romans. So we was definitely around in his time, right? He saw us firsthand. He knew exactly who we were, right? These are his words. So he's trying to describe or hypothesize of where the Hebrews or the Israelites came from, right? He doesn't know our history, so he's looking at us and he's trying to say, I think maybe they came from here or came from there. So I'm going to jump way down here. It says, others. So he gave some opinions up here. He said, others assert that in the reign of Isis, the overflowing population of Egypt, led by Hieronymus, whatever, and Judas, discharged itself into the neighboring countries. So he's saying basically people came from Egypt and they went to the neighboring countries. He said that's where we came from. But then he says again, say that they were a race of Ethiopian origin, right? So he gave two different opinions there. He had like some people say that Egypt got too many people, too much of a population in Egypt, and they just start outflowing to other places. And then other people say that they come from the Ethiopians. They look like Ethiopians to y'all. All right, they look like at any time they'll be mistaken for Ethiopians ever in life. No. All right. So what we see here is based off of everything that we look at through all of our exiles, we ended up somehow being confused with these people.